Hello everyone who is watching the program on our channel. Right now, we would like to bring you the latest noteworthy information that is being continuously updated. Here are the detailed contents. Trump reveals plan to change the regime in Iran. In a move that shook international mediation efforts, U.S. President Donald Trump has stated that there will be no agreement with Iran except unconditional surrender. The American leader also pledged that if Iran accepts surrender, Washington, together with many allies and partners, will help bring Iran back from the brink of destruction, turning the country into one that is stronger economically, better, and more powerful than ever before. This suggests that the White House may be preparing for a prolonged conflict, contrary to earlier statements by U.S. officials that regime change was not the objective. He dismissed Mojtaba Khamenei, the son of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei, calling him a small fry, arguing that the figure would not change the current policies of the Iranian government. Trump said, "We want to go in and clean everything up. We don't want someone who will rebuild it again in 10 years. At the same time, President Trump expressed hope for a new leader in Iran who would have a friendly stance toward the United States as well as Israel, while also asserting that he does not care whether the Islamic Republic becomes a democracy or not. President Trump told CNN that Iran's leadership has been neutralized and that he is looking for a new leader for the country, someone who will treat the United States and Israel well even if that person is a religious leader and Iran is not a democratic state. Trump said in a short phone interview covering many issues with CNN that Iran is no longer the same country it was a week ago. A week ago, they were very strong, but now they have truly been stripped of their strength. The U.S. leader expressed confidence that selecting a new leader for Iran would be very easy and said that he would need to be involved in that process. He also compared the task to Venezuela, where the United States captured President Nicolas Maduro earlier this year and brought him to New York for trial. President Trump also said he would be willing to accept a religious leader in Iran. Iran slows. Missile launches opponents begin to raise questions. According to a CNN report during a closed-door meeting, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff General C.Q. Brown, Jr., admitted that drones are causing far greater problems than previously expected, and that U.S. air defense systems cannot intercept all UAVs launched by Iran. Officials noted that unlike ballistic missiles, drones often fly slowly and at low altitude, allowing them to bypass air defense systems. CNN reported that the U.S. military has attempted to reassure concerns about the issue while emphasizing that U.S. allies in the Gulf are strengthening their arsenals, capable of intercepting UAVs. The sixth day of the war unfolded according to a familiar scenario. U.S. and Israeli forces continued attacking targets in Iran, while Tehran and affiliated groups responded with strikes on bases, ports, and infrastructure belonging to Washington's allies. Admiral Brad Cooper, commander of U.S. Central Command, confirmed that over the past 24 hours, Iran's ballistic missile attacks have decreased by 90%, and UAV attacks have dropped by 83%. Meanwhile, U.S. strikes against the Iranian Navy have increased. He added that up to this point, the United States has sunk more than 30 Iranian warships. It can be seen that the intensity of Iran's retaliatory missile strikes has been gradually decreasing over the past few days. The reason could be that many launchers have been destroyed, Iran may be running out of missiles, or both. Another line of opinion suggests that this Middle Eastern nation is conserving missile ammunition for a prolonged conflict. Although the number of launches has decreased, Iranian missiles are still believed to be continuously challenging the air defenses of Israel, the United States, and regional allies. Several U.S. bases in the Middle East have been hit. Meanwhile, Iran is using low-cost drones to conduct precise attacks across the Middle East. At the same time, although the United States and its allies possess air defense systems capable of intercepting most Iranian ballistic missiles and UAVs, these are sophisticated and extremely expensive assets. Since the United States and Israel launched their offensive campaign on June 28th, Iran has launched more than 2,000 suicide drones, some of which have struck their targets despite multi-billion-dollar air defense systems attempting to intercept them. Iran tricks the U.S. Iran revealed that the U.S. military mistakenly bombed painted images simulating F-14 fighter jets during airstrikes because they believed them to be real aircraft. Reports indicate that U.S. President Donald Trump believed Iran's entire air force had been destroyed without knowing that the 3D painted images on the ground were designed to deceive enemy airstrikes. Videos circulating online show that one of the decoy images painted on the asphalt surface remained intact, even after the bombing that supposedly occurred. Arthur Erickson, CEO and co-founder of UAV manufacturer Hylio, Texas, noted that the cost of shooting down a UAV is clearly far higher than deploying one. This is a money game. The cost ratio for each interception could be 10 to 1, but it could also reach 60 or 70 to 1 in Iran's favor. Shahed UAV, Iran's expendable weapon. Stopping Iran's long-range Shahed attack drones is another story, and they are a key weapon used by Tehran to prevent the United States from achieving a quick victory. Unlike ballistic missiles that require large infrastructure to assemble and deploy, these drones can be assembled in a garage and launched from the back of a pickup truck. Iran can continue producing and launching new Shahed drones almost indefinitely. Iran's Shahed series of UAVs are loitering munitions with a triangular design about 3.3 meters long, producing a loud noise similar to a lawnmower, carrying explosives in the nose and detonating when they strike a target. The long-range Shahed 136 version can fly about 2,000 kilometers, capable of reaching targets across the Middle East. Iran is believed to have produced thousands of these drones. According to Forbes, Iran may be betting that surviving strongly in a war of attrition is the best path toward a favorable outcome. Most recently, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi declared that the United States has failed in its goal of achieving a quick victory in Iran. Iran's underground missile cities. As military tensions in the Middle East have escalated in recent weeks, one detail in Iran's missile strike strategy has drawn particular attention from international military observers. In addition to launching missiles from traditional mobile launchers, Iran has also claimed to deploy weapons from underground missile cities deep beneath the ground. Videos released by the Aerospace Force of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) show enormous tunnels deep underground where numerous ballistic missiles are kept in a state of combat readiness. According to many analysts, some of these bases are built as deep as 500 meters underground. The mysterious missile Israel used in an assassination attempt revealed Israel is believed to have used a little-known ballistic missile capable of flying beyond Earth's atmosphere in the surprise attack targeting Iran's supreme leader Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. This type of missile, called Blue Sparrow, developed by Israel, is considered one of the weapons capable of penetrating enemy air defense systems thanks to its special flight trajectory and high speed. According to military experts, the choice of this weapon reflects a tactical approach aimed at overcoming layers of air defense and striking high-value strategic targets within a very short time. Blue Sparrow is an air-launched missile developed by Israel with a range of about 2,000 kilometers. After being launched, the missile follows a trajectory similar to that of a ballistic missile, accelerating strongly, rising to the edge of space before re-entering the atmosphere and diving toward the target at high speed. This trajectory makes interception more difficult compared to low-flying cruise missiles. When re-entering the atmosphere, the high speed of the warhead significantly reduces the reaction time of air defense systems. Gray cylindrical debris believed to be from a Blue Sparrow missile has reportedly been found in western Iraq along the flight path believed to be heading toward Iran. This suggests that the missile may have passed over parts of the Middle East before approaching its target in Tehran. Blue Sparrow is part of a line of target missiles developed by Israel alongside Black Sparrow and Silver Sparrow. Initially, these systems were designed to simulate Scud-type ballistic missiles in order to test Israel's missile defense systems. The missile is about 6.5 meters long, weighs nearly 1.9 tons, and was originally used as a flying target in missile defense tests. However, Israel later carried out technical upgrades, allowing the missile to assume an air-to-ground attack role thanks to its high speed and ballistic trajectory. Military experts believe that using the Blue Sparrow missile offers several tactical advantages. First, launching it from an aircraft significantly expands the strike range. Fighter aircraft can approach the launch area at a safe distance and then deploy the missile without having to deeply penetrate enemy airspace. Second, the ballistic trajectory makes this weapon harder to intercept than cruise missiles. While cruise missiles usually fly low and can be detected early by radar, a ballistic warhead re-enters the atmosphere at extremely high speed, giving the opponent very little time to prepare interception. Third, this weapon is suitable for missions targeting high-value objectives such as command centers, underground command bunkers, or heavily protected complexes. Iran released shocking statistics about civilian damage following attacks by the United States and Israel. The chairman of the Iranian Red Crescent Society, IRCS, Pir Hossein Kolivand, said that attacks by the United States and Israel so far have damaged 3,090 houses and 528 commercial and service centers across the country. 14 medical and pharmaceutical facilities and 9 IRCS facilities were also damaged, with 5 IRCS staff members injured. IRCS reported that the capital, Tehran, suffered the heaviest damage, with most targets struck located in densely populated areas. According to IRCS, Tehran Bazar Mehrabad Airport and Azadi Stadium were among the damaged sites. In addition to several hospitals, Tehran, a city of 10 million people with very high population density, has government and military headquarters, often located near commercial and residential districts. This reality makes civilians vulnerable when the United States and Israel expand their list of targets to include government agencies, broadcasting stations, and the headquarters of Iran's police security forces. Earlier satellite images taken in the early days of the conflict showed Iran suffering damage at multiple locations, including a drone UAV facility, Chitgar, the residence area of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the Natanz nuclear complex, and radar systems at an airbase. Meanwhile, the U.S. Central Command CENTCOM said that more than 2,000 targets had been struck in Iran. The Israel Defense Forces IDF declared that their aircraft had dropped more than 4,000 bombs and guided missiles on Iran since the 28th. However, only a few hours after the United States launched Operation Epic Fury against Iran, Tehran's forces carried out retaliatory attacks on U.S. military bases in the Middle East, killing several American soldiers and destroying equipment worth billions of U.S. dollars. The head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, Ali Larijani, declared that the United States and Israel would pay a price. Larijani said that the brave soldiers and the great nation of Iran would deliver an unforgettable lesson to those oppressing the international order that deserves to be sent to hell. Iranian weapons shake the U.S.-Israel shield. Trump issues a new order. An analysis by the U.S. military magazine Military Watch magazine states that current air defense systems are almost incapable of effectively intercepting Iran's Fateh-2 hypersonic missile. According to this assessment, the advantage of this weapon lies in its extremely high speed and complex maneuverability throughout its flight trajectory, making tracking and interception particularly difficult. According to Military Watch's analysis, the Fateh-2 has an estimated range of about 1,400 kilometers. It is also considered the only missile in Iran's arsenal believed to integrate a hypersonic glide vehicle, HGV. A hypersonic glide vehicle can flexibly change its flight direction and altitude during travel. This characteristic makes it difficult for early warning radar systems and interceptor missiles to accurately predict the target's approach direction when combined with hypersonic speed. This weapon is almost beyond the interception capability of current air defense systems. The vice president of Rafael Advanced Defense Systems, Israel's leading missile defense developer Yuval Steinitz, has proposed a regional defense model in which multiple interceptor missiles protect certain airspace zones and attack when threats enter them, instead of chasing each target individually. However, Israel currently shows no sign of being able to deploy this approach. Meanwhile, U.S. military officials also warned that current defense systems are under great pressure from Iranian drone and missile attacks. Officials admitted that although the U.S. military can shoot down most drones, it cannot intercept all of them. Therefore, Washington is focusing on destroying Iran's drone and missile launch platforms as early as possible to reduce pressure on the defense system. In that context, analysts believe Iran's Fateh-2 missile stockpile could continue to penetrate existing defense networks. This forces the United States and Israel to increase pressure to gain air superiority over Iranian airspace in order to destroy missile launchers before they can fire. In another related development, Admiral Brad Cooper, who is commanding U.S. forces in the Middle East as head of CENTCOM, stated that Iranian ballistic missile attacks have decreased by 90% since the first day of the war between the United States, Israel, and Iran. In addition, Iranian drone attacks have also decreased by 83%. This statement raises the question of whether Iran has finally run out of ballistic missiles or is changing its attack tactics. Furthermore, Cooper revealed that U.S. President Donald Trump has assigned the military a new mission to level or completely destroy Iran's ballistic missile production industrial base. Cooper said, "We are not only attacking what they currently have, but also destroying their ability to rebuild in the future." Admiral Cooper emphasized that as the campaign continues, the United States will systematically dismantle Iran's missile production capability over the long term, and this process is currently being actively implemented. He also affirmed, "We are fighting to win. With the combined combat power of the United States and Israel, we will continue to seriously weaken Iran's ability to project power beyond its borders."